It's a brand new day in the woods, and I've got some updates for you about things that have transpired in the last 24 hours. There's a sock on the path. I have been having some conversations, very long conversations, about the situation with the bathroom that I discussed in the last vlog. If you don't already know, we have just moved in here, and whilst we renovate, we are currently living out of a caravan. However, the caravan isn't forever, it's only for a couple of months. So the priority is to get a bathroom fitted in the house. So we have somewhere that we can wash up and, you know, shower and use a toilet and so on. Because we have like a situation in the garage where we can sleep in there and we can all fit there quite comfortably and work out of the garage and stuff. But when the caravan goes, there's just nowhere to wash yourself. I could, you know, stick us under the hose or something, but I don't think the kids would enjoy that, especially with how cold it is. So me and the one and only Sprat decided to rip this room completely out, as it used to be the bathroom, as you can tell by the plumbing in the ground. My thinking, however, is that it should go upstairs, because directly above that room is a rather large, it's a larger space. So as I said, after many conversations and long phone calls and stuff, I have determined that this room is suitable for me to put a bathroom in. The joists are very strong, they're only spaced at 300 centers, which means that there's more joists supporting the floor, and it doesn't span over a great distance. It's only spanning about 3 meters. So the plan is to turn this into a bathroom. It's an expense, but I think long term it is going to be way better to have the bathroom upstairs and then slowly take away the other room so we can live in here and work our way down and out the house. That was always my original plan, but I just had no idea if I could put a bathroom in that room. Now, beside the expense of doing that room, the other problem lies with that pipe right there. It is what you call a soil pipe. It's larger than the other waste pipes, we'll call them grey waste, that you can see running out of the wall there. They handle like bath water and tap water, no solids, whereas the soil pipe handles everything that comes out of the toilet. Now, because this house is quite old, the soil pipe in the ground is made of clay, which is notoriously difficult to connect to, especially in such a small space, and I'd have to dig up the floor and potentially dig out the front of the house as well, because it shoots from there straight through the wall to a manhole that's just outside the front. And I think that might be a little bit out of my depth, and it's a lot of work just to move the soil pipe. Because in a perfect world, the toilet in the room above should probably go like here, so the soil pipe comes down, connects there, and then goes off there. Or it needs to be in the corner really, because I'm going to have a pipe that connects from there all the way up to the next room. It's something that you really have to consider, because if I put a bathroom up here, which I'm going to do, if I put a bath across that wall there, then the soil pipe for the toilet can't go there, because the bath will be in the way, which means I'd have to move it and have the toilet potentially here, where the corner of the room is, and it just makes things a little bit awkward. So to simplify things, I'm going to put the soil pipe there, and the toilet can swing to either the left or the right, probably over here. And then out the back of the toilet, it can connect to the soil pipe and then go straight down. It is by far the simplest and easiest way to manage the soil pipe without having to dig up the ground and potentially damage a clay pipe that I have no idea how to repair. So what I'm going to do is, as I said, put the soil pipe right in the middle of the room and box it in. There are 2 options for this. I can go here and go straight up, or I can bring it down in the corner. If I put the toilet in that corner, I can bring it down here and then go at an angle to join onto that. So it kind of goes like that. And then I'm not boxing the whole middle of the wall up. It'd look a bit weird. To me, that seems like the most feasible approach. But with everything, there needs to be careful thought and planning, because if I put the soil stack there where the water pipes are currently going, then the toilet's probably downstairs, toilet probably go in the same place, and I need to think about where I'm going to connect to the sink. And eventually, I want this room to be a shower room, because it's such a small room. The toilet, sink, and a shower seems to fit the best in here. So I need to kind of consider where things go. However, before I tackle this room, the best thing for me to do is to take up some of the floorboards and rip out the ceiling. Constantly going up and down the stairs. As this is most definitely not watertight or, I mean, by the looks of things, it's literally made out of like MDF or something. However, there's only one way to find out, and that is quite literally just to take the ceiling down. So I'm gonna go get a hard hat of some sort and a mask because it will be incredibly dusty. And we're just gonna take the ceiling down and just one step at a time, figure out how it goes. Oh, by the way, thanks for all the advice on how to remove that. I'll probably do that later today. If I remember. Depends how this goes. All right, as ridiculous as I might look right now, and as much as I don't really want to spend the day in a bin bag, I think this is probably going to be necessary. So I have turned this off. Fucking hope. Yep. Okay. We're just going to rip the ceiling down. The best course of action is probably to start with this side. So let's just try to take these battens off. See what condition it is. Oh, why do I have a feeling this is going to go horribly wrong? Right, so it might be easier to do it from above, to be honest. Ay, ay, ay. Holy moly, this is going to take a while. Just a case of knock it down. Well, just like the walls, the ceiling is made out of these like lathes essentially. So that up there is what you call a lathe. And it's just like little wooden slats that the plaster is stuck to. And it's kind of like the old way of like creating like stud walls. So a lot of the walls will be made like that. The plan is to completely strip it back, remove the lathes, lay new battens, and then put like a proper like aqua panel board up. At least that's the hope. And I think as doing this is going to take a while, I'm going to roll a time lapse. Well, that went quite well. The ceiling is now on the floor and all I've got is joists. It does, however, need a bit of cleanup. I need to remove all the nails and the joists, check the condition of them, probably give it a bit of a hoover because there's lots of cobwebs up there and stuff. Tidy up some of like the edges here and obviously clear the floor out. Now I think off the top of my head, to lay a new ceiling in this room, I need to run some battens across all of the joists. And then I'll fix my plasterboard to that. It'll be like water, kind of like aqua panel. You can get some like water resistant plasterboard or whatever it's called, and I'll basically fit it to that. That is the step for fixing the ceiling. But for now, probably want to remove the wiring because there are just things dangling from the ceiling. This one, fortunately, not live, but that one I'm pretty sure is live. Either way, before I do that, I need to sort the floor out. So, as this is going to take me a while, job's done. Yep, quite a few hours have passed since the last clip because I had to go through the joists and tidy up any extra bits that are like sticking up there, as well as like tidy up on top of the brickwork up there. The last thing to do in this room is probably tidy up this cable, is obviously the light in here, and remove this FCU, so probably get rid of it completely. I'd probably snip it and then tidy it up upstairs in the floor space. But yeah, I think we just get hammer out and remove all the nails. Honestly, they're only tiny little nails, so they come out like really easy. As you can see there, they're literally tiny little nails. I was going to chuck that on the floor, but I've just spent the last God knows how long hoovering it, so I'll get a bucket out and remove all of the nails. Ta-da! All the nails are on the floor because it was just easier to go on the floor in the end, but that is all that done. Now, I do think it'd be kind of pointless to go up in there and like proper brush it all clean because I'm going to lift the floorboards up there anyway, so I'm not too worried about tidying up there. It doesn't need to be like absolutely spotless, it just needs to be clear and ready for, you know, the next steps of it. And to be perfectly honest, now that the floor or the ceiling's down, it'd probably be easy to do stuff up there as well, because I could just drop it through the floor. If I just create a hole, like a space where there's no joists, there's no floorboards, I could just drop it straight into this room, and this room just becomes like a cleanup room. I am tempted now on second thought, just to get a sheet and just sheet this floor. So when I drop things down, it's just going on the sheet rather than me constantly having to hoover up and sweep the floor and get between all the cracks and crevices. If I have a sheet down, just catch it all. Oh my days, I am pooped. I don't really think I've achieved a great deal today, but it's been longer than you've seen because I got up first thing, I did work, and then my sister had an issue with her car where like the under part of the car like fell off. So I drove to go rescue her and fix the car. So I spent a good like hour this morning underneath my sister's car, removing bolts and putting bolts back in. Being a mechanic, really, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing with cars, but this thing was flapping around, so I just moved the bolt from one place and put it in another to stop it from flapping around, and that was job done. But yeah, it was a bit of a slower start to the day. Like obviously sorting everything out this morning. And then I'm trying to do this stuff, but I think because I've stopped for a few days, like obviously I've done stuff up in the garage and lean-to and in here, I think my body's kind of gone in, like, it's stepped down a gear. It's quite, like, every day when I'm go, it's almost like I'm operating purely off adrenaline, or my body's just in the flow of it. It's fired up and ready to get stuff done, although it does give out a little easier. But my body's like in recovery mode, so it's kind of a push to do, like taking a bucket out, then wheeling it all up to the top and then back, and then like arms in the ceiling to do a ceiling. It's very tiring, and as I'm sure people are fully aware, because I've been told countless times to take it easy. This is one of those days where I am taking my time and not really cracking on. Like, it's taken me about 3 hours to get the ceiling down, clean the room, remove the nails and so on. And yeah, I just don't feel like it's one of those busy vlogs where I've achieved loads and there's loads of change. I mean, granted, the ceiling has come down, but yeah, I've had visits from various people today and all sorts of stuff. So it's been a bit one of those days. Oh God, I'm exhausted. I might this weekend, which will be a vlog next week, I might take an evening off and go out with a friend, because there's this like a country world thing that they're looking for influencers. So I was like, I might go over there and vlog it, and it'd be a bit of something a little bit different, because I've been doing this every day. I was thinking this morning, it's like, I'm tempted to go and do like go to Tesco and do the odd bits and bobs, like a little bit of a shop, because I don't feel like I've left this vicinity like the woods in general, like in forever. Like I've barely outside of like nipping to a shop or like go and have my sister out, for example. I don't really feel like I've been anywhere. I've seen the same environment for so long, and I had this problem at the bungalow where for several months I just didn't leave the bungalow in the countryside, and I don't think it did me any good. So I kind of wish yesterday I had more time, and I'd taken the kids to the park, because that would have been a really nice break from everything going on. Like, I'm trying my best to essentially bring you guys as much content as I can, and keep busy and keep motivated, and I don't want it to be a vlog where nothing really happens, but that is the nature of doing a daily video, I guess. Benjamin has arrived and is buzzing about. What's up, kid?
Just had a massive poo.
Oh. Apparently mommy needs me because she's had a massive poo and it's gone everywhere. It's obviously not Jess that's happened to. Lily has probably had a bit of an explosion.
Jess, but she's cleaned it off her.
On Lily?
No, Mummy.
Oh, it's on Mummy, but she's cleaned it off her. Okay. Oh yeah, I think she's being hosed down currently. Might be a bit brisk, but fortunately it's a rather sunny day.
This wasn't your idea, by the way.
No.
Lily's having fun. Although she does look a little bit stressed now. Mainly because it went everywhere in her playpen and she's been put in her little walker so she can, so Jess can clean it up. Right, I think what I'm going to do now is remove the radiator, because I said that's what I was going to do today. Apparently, this is supposed to be really easy. Now, I'm actually going to use my waterproof gloves if I know that I've actually found them. But supposedly, I turn this, and this should turn it off, I think. Alright, so that's all the way that way. Make sure it's turned off. Now, I don't have like a bleed key, which is what I think I need to do to drain some of the water out. I don't have one, I'll have to buy one in the future. But this is why I actually got my pond tub for originally. Put that there. And then we just unscrew this, I think. Which way did it turn? Okay, Jesus. Oh my lord, I don't know if that's seized or what. One second. When in doubt, try a bigger wrench. Oh. Okay, there you go. I've opened it a bit, water's coming out. It's pissing everywhere. I want to say that that is draining. This is where I've done it wrong. So I don't know if that's coming out of the pipe or it's coming out the radiator. So the radiator fills with water. If I turn this back the other way,
It would turn hot.
turn this way, the water is now stopping. Alright, so that's all the way there. Now that I know it's not making any, spilling any more water, let's empty that into here. Lovely.
Daddy, I'm using that triangle bit because the bucket's too big and that's too low.
Yeah, right, now undo this again. Will the radiator just come off the wall? Right. That's the radiator draining off. I think this is why I was meant to bleed it first. Right, let's just stop that for a second. Do that and that. For all I know, this could just be coming out the other side. So I can hear it trickling out the radiator, so I have a funny feeling it's not. A little bit of context. This is the first time I've ever done this. Like, I've never had central heating, I've only ever had like electric radiators, so this is all like new to me. As I said, I can hear it coming out the radiator, but in theory, what my thought process is this little thing at the top here is a stop valve. So it's stopping water coming into the radiator. This is obviously not kicking out any water anymore. And this is just water coming out of the radiator that it's been filled with, I think. Could be wrong. The only thing is it's connected on a pipe on the other end, and I don't know if this is just coming from one pipe and coming straight out this end. I don't know how. As I say, I don't really know how it works. I feel like there's a way as well to essentially plug this plug this radiator so I can take it with the water in it rather than having to drain it off. Yeah, I think we've nearly got it. Yeah, we're getting no water really out of that anymore. There's a bit in the bottom. Right, okay, so now I should be able to take off the other side.
For you.
There you go, one radiator removed. Right, that wasn't nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. This looks fairly new. Right, the only thing I can't do, which I'd like to, is put a stop on that. Like I haven't got any stop caps or whatever they're called, the nuts that you put on the end to stop anything coming out of this. I don't have anything, so I'm probably going to have to fix them up. And I can cap that off, I don't have to worry about water coming out of it at all. But there we go, radiator's removed. I wonder if there is another stop tap at some point else in the system, because I don't know if I want this to exist. In theory, I've got obviously two options. In the past, and if you've been around for a while, you'll know that in the bungalow I fitted a tower radiator and I did it on electric. Now, instead of having an electric one in here, I could opt to have like a one that's filled with water. I don't know what it's called. I presume it's something to do with central heating, but I could have it hooked up to the water and run off the central heating, and then the tower radiator stays warm and it's all on that then, which would probably make a lot more sense. However, obviously this room that I'm in it's going to be a bathroom of some sort, whether it's a downstairs toilet, a shower room, a wet room, whatever it might be. Having a tower radiator in here is obviously still useful. However, in the upstairs bathroom, there's nothing there for me to put one in, because nothing exists in that room. So I might have to see how difficult it would be to just plumb one in. I mean, looking at the fixings, it really looks no different than any other plumbing I've done in the past. It's just different fixings before you connect the radiator on. But I'm most definitely going to have to do a bit of research on like how to bleed a radiator and all this other nonsense that you have to do when you have central heating, because never had it, so everything's new. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people in the comments that can tell me how to do it. This person right here actually left a comment with how simple it was to remove the radiator, and lo and behold, very, very easy. Just have to give things a go, I guess. Right, last job is to pull this wire up and out, because this is the light. Not live at all, so with my spark that I cleaned today, and all I'm going to do to this for the time being is snip it back and terminate it. So in here, I've got a haggle of tensions. I don't have any singles, I'm just going to stick it with double. I'm just going to use a double for now. The idea is purely just to put one on so it's terminated in a terminal block like this. I'm not going to bother sleeving the earth at this point, because I'm probably going to take this cable out and put a new one in anyway. But right, that's all safely in there. Get one of these, put that in there, like so. Close the box. Job's good. Right. Now that's the bathroom. Unfortunately, I can't terminate and turn off the FCU that connects what used to be like a heating lamp in there, because we're using the power right now for the washing machine and various other bits and bobs around the house. And it also, I'm pretty sure, it sends that power up to the garage as well. So I can't do that right this minute. But for the time being, I think we're fairly close to just being done with the downstairs bathroom of just ripping it to skin. There's only just tiny things left to do in there, which is great success. Can't lie, it's a little spooky being able to see all the way down to the bathroom below. Very much puts it into perspective how high up I am. So definitely need to be careful. That's why he is stood there and he's not allowed to move. It's okay for him to come and watch and see what I'm doing and help out by handing me tools, but in situations like this, I make sure he doesn't move. For example, his job is to hold the torch. Most importantly, so he knows where he's walking. Anyways, with the little jobs done, I'm gonna nip off to B&Q and grab some little bits and bobs so I can actually finish terminating off the radiator pipes, because I really do think they probably going to need a stopgap on them just in case they leak or something like that. Better to be safe than sorry. And then I could do with a bolster really. I would like to take the tiles off the ground, but all I have is a pry bar, and it does bring some of it off, but I need a bolster really to like properly chisel away at the adhesive. So yeah, probably grab one of those as well. I'm back with all the goods to do the tiles and some end blanking nut things that hopefully I should be able to just put on here. Oh yeah, like that. Sorry, the camera work is terrible. And that will stop any water coming out. Now this one I think is 15mm, and they had like so many like choices in a variety of different sizes. I wasn't sure, so I just picked up a load, because once I'm done with like sorting the plumbing out for this room, and I've decided where things go, I'll take these end caps off and I'll keep them. So it's going to be quite handy, especially for stuff like that. Although you can get, I did see you get compression stops, but obviously I don't need compression stops here, I just need these. So these are on, stops the water coming out, and I know I don't have to worry about that anymore. Let's try and lift up some of these tiles with the new equipment I've got. So first and foremost, oh, fuck, it just sat on a pipe, ouch, that hurt. So first and foremost, these should be really effective to clear. Very easy stuff, but I have also got this. Now, from experience of just whacking that and getting stuff in my eye, I'm going to get my glasses. Right, I've got my specs. This should, in theory, is this here. Yeah, this makes light work with it. And I think for the most part, we've got it all. You know, the thing is, that I've got to do this for the whole house, because there was tiling throughout the whole ground floor, like the corridor and the kitchen. And to lift up all the tiles, which is why having it in a drill is probably just so much better than using the manual one. Now, if you can't really tell, it's getting quite late in the day, and in an effort to not completely drive my neighbours up the wall, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I've lifted the tile up, I'll get all the shifters out, so got a clean canvas to work with when I next come down here. But I think if we brush it away and tidy this up, it will showcase how much of this adhesive is still on the ground. Funnily enough, the red tile that's in here, it does dip in places, and I think if I'm not careful, I will end up digging at it a little bit. But to be honest, my intention is probably to refloor it all. The only place that I actually kind of like, I mean, the red tile in this room is so different. It's like parquet, like red quarried tile or something. It's nice in the lounge, but this is going to become a bedroom, so I don't really want it in here. It'd be a very cold room. Whereas if this is in the kitchen, I'd be tempted to keep it as a bit of a feature, to be honest, because it is quite nice and it'd suit like a country cottage kitchen. That's tiring work, but at least it's done. Dang it, I think I got some tile in my beer. How annoying. But speaking of which, it is, as I said, getting quite late into the day, so I think I might call it quits on the house. We have managed to tear the ceiling down, rip the floor up, take the radiator off, and cut off some like loose ends when it comes to radiators and so on. So quite happy with what we've achieved on that front. I think for today, I'm going to chill in front of the fire, drink my tiled flooring combi beer, and kick back and relax for the rest of the day. I do apologise that today wasn't like so crazy full on with just keeping busy and getting stuff done. I think it takes a while for the cogs to start turning and for me to really get into the groove of things. But on the same front, everybody has been telling me to take it easy and just chill out a little bit. So I think having slower days like this is actually a good thing. Ultimately, when I reeled off all the things that we've achieved today, I do feel quite happy with what we've done. This destroying things is quite a quick process. Like removing the ceiling is like a really fast thing, but cleaning it up takes ages. So yeah, it's one of those. I'm still really, honestly, I'm still torn about whether to put the bathroom upstairs or downstairs. Like my mum came over today and she was just like, oh, you should do it downstairs first and then do it upstairs later. But I'm like, but if I do it upstairs now, I know it's never going to change, and like we're going to be living in the upstairs space, and then we can work down and out the house. So like we know that upstairs is going to be clean for the foreseeable future once we're finished with it. So I'm genuinely really torn. I know for the time being, it's going to be annoying to go down to the house, up the stairs, get to the bathroom, but ultimately, I just know it's not going to move. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below on whether like ultimately upstairs is going to be a bathroom, right, at some point. But do you reckon I should do it now, or do you reckon I should do it later? I can't make my mind up. I think for the time being, whilst I'm waiting for some feedback and more second opinions, I'm just going to continue to like rip both of those rooms to complete skin, like just completely tear them apart and rip them to skin, so they are ready to renovate and turn into whatever room they're going to be. And then once we've made a final decision, pull the trigger and start buying materials to essentially renovate those rooms. I just think, whilst it does cost a little bit more, because of the extensive work that needs to be done upstairs to turn it into essentially a wet room, well, not a wet room, but the fact that it's going to have moisture in it and so on and so forth, I just think it's just a better investment. And I said to myself when I took this house that after the bungalow and doing things on a very temporary basis, this is everything I'm doing here is a more permanent basis, like investing for the future, not investing for the now and then having to do it again in 5 years time or whenever I get round to it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, a little bit torn on that. I want to now take a minute just to say how mind-boggling it is to see the people who have gone over to GoFundMe and contributed to what we've got going on here. It honestly, it's just crazy. Originally it came from one of you guys suggesting it, and then my mum made it, and now everyone is, so many people have gone over there and contributed towards it. It's crazy. I should let you know at this point that, just for complete transparency, I don't even see the money, so I've not received a penny of it. I've said to my mum, just keep it until we're ready to pull a trigger on something like a bedroom renovation, a bathroom, plumbing for the house, and so on and so forth. Just keep it, and then when we know, we can pull that money together and throw it at like one thing, and then I know for the foreseeable future that you guys contributed towards making that happen. So it's one of those, it's just, it blows my mind. Like I said, I probably said this in another vlog already, but the fact that if you put like 4,000 people in front of you, it's a lot of people, let alone some of them wanted it just, I don't know what to say. I just know that we are forever grateful that you are going out of your way to help us. Do you know what I mean? There's so many more people out there with more needs than us, and I've always said I don't want for much as long as I've got a roof over my head. I don't think the same can be said for my 2 kids and my partner, but like, yeah, it's overwhelming. So I genuinely appreciate it. I think we all do. It's super generous. So thank you so much for supporting us and going over there. To be honest, I find it mad that so many people bloody watch the vlogs. Like as I'm filming this right now, I'm getting comments of people saying banana, and if you know what that means, then shout out to you guys. But yeah, it's mind-boggling. It's like, spending your spare time like watching me every day at 6 p.m. it's very humbling. It's yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit at a loss for words. This is why I'm bad. This is why I don't like asking for money. I don't ask for anything really. Like if I can, I will, and that is kind of like my saying. Like if I can, I will. Like if I can come and help, I will. I'll drive across the country. I'll do whatever I need to do. If I can do it, I will help where I can. And I don't want nothing in return. It's not like I'm not doing you a favor. You don't have to owe me anything. Like you don't have to pay me back. You don't have to owe me. Like it's just. Sorry, there's like a hornet that flies around here. It's very, very spooky. It's a very large wasp. But yeah, just know that like, I'm very grateful. I don't know how many times I can say it. I sometimes I remember when I used to stream on Twitch that I would say thank you so much to the people that subscribed that it kind of started to feel redundant, and it almost like it loses its meaning because you're just saying thank you so much. But I'm like, well, what do I just not say thank you? It's one of those. It's a bit difficult, but anyways, I'm going to wrap up today's vlog. Thank you again to the guys over on Patreon who are subscribing over there and showing that love. They get early vlogs over there. At the moment, I'm so stretched with work, renovating a house, content, vlogging daily, blah, 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 that it's really hard for me to post additional content to Patreon. When things settle down a little bit and I get a better grasp on things, I will start posting like short snippets of like what's going on, so you're really, really up to date over there. But yeah, big thank you to all the guys over on Patreon. Genuinely appreciate it. But I think Jess wants me, so I'm going to disappear. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. for the next daily vlog. Peace, much love. Bye bye. Just so the donk on my head. And remove. I'm back with goods that I'm going to use those. Jess wanted me to take Lily off her back, but she is absolutely flat out.